Hi, Sharon here from Global Healing Exchange. I just wanted to talk coronavirus and toilet rolls. I went shopping for a little old lady this morning, 97 years old, asked me to get some toilet roll, went down to the toilet roll aisle and nothing is there, completely nothing. No tissues, no toilet roll. And apparently this is a phenomenon that is happening throughout Australia. And I didn't realise, I don't watch the TV and I don't look at the papers, but I do know what's going on regarding coronavirus. And apparently in the newspaper it was printed out what you need to do to prevent or for you to stockpile things in case of coronavirus. And toilet rolls was one of them. So obviously people have gone out and started stockpiling all of these things. Now, one, my little old lady still needs some toilet roll and there isn't anything for her. But two, the more serious thing, there's been some funny memes about, people wrapping toilet paper around them to stop the coronavirus and walking around like mummies and the apocalypse. But, that's the funny side of this stuff. But there's a really scary side of this stuff that I really want to address today. And that is people blindly believing what the media tell them. Yes, coronavirus is a virus. Yes, a few people are dead because of it. What we don't get told is that flu has killed more people. This has been really blown out of proportion. And there's so many things that we can do to prevent this from happening to our bodies. And one of those things is building up our immune systems. It's so important rather than living in fear. So what happens, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not going to go so much on nutrition, but I'm a qualified trainer of hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming. So I'm actually qualified to teach people this stuff, even though it isn't what I want to do. But when we are in a state of negative emotion, it affects our bodies on a cellular level. So when we're anxious or nervous, you can feel that in your body, and it actually has an effect on you, on your cells and on your immune system. So when you're listening to this stuff on the news and you're in fear all the time and you're acting out of fear, it's actually having a detrimental effect on your physical health as well as your mental health as well. So that's one thing that, if we stop listening to all the propaganda on this, on an emotional level, on a physical level, we'll be a lot better off as it is. But things that we can do for ourselves is actually build up our immune system. So eat really healthy foods. Now, this is what we should be doing anyway in our normal everyday life, eating foods from the rainbow. So eating healthy foods, eating raw foods, eating as natural as possible. If you feel like you need to stockpile something, stockpile lots of vegetables and make up some soups and put that in your freezer, because that's going to give you much more nutrition and that's going to give you so much more than buying packet foods from the supermarket, because the packet foods from the supermarket are not giving you the nutrition that you need to actually build up your immune system. So what would be better, and as I said, I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not giving anyone advice, but fasting is actually a really good thing to do to build up your immune system. So actually fasting for a day is actually better than eating the rubbish that you can buy that's, so-called food from the supermarket. So there's lots of things that you can do to actually build your body up to prevent this disease or this virus and other viruses as well. But we have to start thinking for ourselves. We have to start critical thinking and stop just blindly listening to the news. Do your own research. There's plenty of places that you can go online and actually do your own research. Global Healing Exchange is one of them. We give good holistic information on there. All of the information that we give is completely free. If you are looking at newspapers and you're looking at media, they have to make money via, the dramatized headlines. That's how they get you to have a look. That's how come they get you to buy. That's how come they get you to listen on the news. And they feed this via fear, because when people are really fearful, they're going to start doing things that you tell them to do, because they go into a state of fight and flight and they don't know how to feel, to think for themselves. And so it's easier for people just to actually follow. So it's really time for us now to start thinking for ourselves and start doing things and empower ourselves, because it's just time. It's really time for us to start doing a bit of research and doing the things that we should have been doing, eating healthy foods, doing some exercise, getting plenty of sleep. And stop really listening to the propaganda, because that's not doing you any good. If you've been one of those people that have stockpiled the toilet rolls, if you've got lots there, is that actually making you feel better? Like, think about it now. You know, does your system feel better because you've got a big pile of toilet rolls, or does that actually not really make sense to you? Would it be better to actually go to the shop, buy some nutritious food, share some food with your family, you know, start thinking much more positively rather than reactively, because that's how we will all start coming out of this, and we will start looking after ourselves. And you know, this fear is not good for you, it's not good for me, and it's not good for my little old lady who needs the toilet rolls. And you know, the more that this is only going to get worse if we don't start changing our thinking. So if anyone who is watching, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think I am speaking out of line here? Do you think, you know, buying lots of toilet rolls is the answer? Do you have any answers there that, you know, that we can actually talk about here on this live now? What would you to do? You know, what have you done? What would you do? What would you suggest to people that they can do to actually start supporting their immune system? I know that I have lots of therapists as friends, and so, you know, I've spoken a bit about nutrition, I've spoken a little bit about our mindsets, but what else can we do to actually start building up our immune systems to actually prevent all of these diseases? Because this isn't going to be the last one. You know, we had SARS, this is, you know, this similar kind of thing, you know, there's going to be more. So, you know, going out buying stock loads of toilet rolls is not the thing that's going to actually help this ongoing. So we really need to start looking after our bodies, and we need to start looking after our mind, and we really need to start looking after each other. So even if when I finish this video, I'd love you to write down all the things that you can think of that will help other people that read this as well. My videos often get seen by hundreds, maybe thousands of people. So if you can think of anything that will, you know, realistically help somebody in this state of fear that they're in, you know, not watching the news is a good start, not watching, you know, reading all the media, going to sources where you're getting really good information and you're not just blindly being led. Please start thinking for yourself, and obviously go and buy toilet rolls if you need toilet rolls, but please don't stock up and don't live in fear, because then you're trapped. And I hate people being trapped, and I hate people that feel that they can't move forward. So please, you know, start eating vegetables, start moving your body, start doing healthy things for yourself, because that will build up your immune system. And that's it on me and my rant for today. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. See you next time.